So when everything was going wrong in my life, there was a point where I had to admit to myself that it wasn't the word messing me up. It was my habits. It was the person that I was being, the actions that I was taking. And for so long, I have been waiting for a miracle, for someone to come and save me. But the truth is, no one can save you apart from you. The thing that you need and that I needed was discipline. And that's the harsh truth that most people don't want to hear. Most people just keep on waiting for some kind of miracle to happen, for someone to come in and save them. And hey, I'm guilty of this too, okay? I have been waiting my whole life until, I realized the only thing that needed to change was me. So these are the habits that actually made the biggest change in my life. And yes, they are uncomfortable. It's going to suck to try and stick to them. But I'm telling you, watch this video until the end, because there could be one or two habits that will actually change your life once you implement them. So the first habit was to say no by default. Look, your time is precious. Okay, a lot of people are, how do I say it? Energy vampires. And I used to be a big people pleaser. Okay, I wanted to be liked by people all the time. Didn't even matter if I liked them or not, if I wanted to spend time with them or not. And I was saying yes to everyone and everything until, I seriously realized, like, yo, what the hell am I actually doing? If I don't want to do it, or if I don't want to hang out with this person, then why do I always keep saying yes? It was because I was just simply a people pleaser. But being a people pleaser, saying yes to everything and everyone, is going to drain you. People are going to suck your energy out. And you need to protect your energy. In order to preserve your energy, have the energy for other things in your life. Yeah, whether that's your purpose, whether it's the things that you love, you need to protect your energy at all costs. Because once it is protected, it will stay there. And that means your peace will grow. So learn to say no and stop trying to please everyone. You can't please everyone anyway. Build number 2 was to build a simple morning routine. And I'm not talking about like a full-on 2-hour morning routine where you do all kinds of things like meditation, journaling, affirmations, whatever, okay? None of that self-improvement BS, because look, I have been in self-improvement for a very long time now, reading a lot of books, watching a lot of YouTube videos, okay, probably for the last 10 years, and I got so overwhelmed by all of this. I've tried so many different morning routines. The one that I could actually stick to was just a simple one, okay, just a simple one, to get my energy up in the morning, to be at peace, not stressed, okay, not waking up and thinking, oh my god, I need to meditate for half an hour, I need to do my affirmations, I need to journal, and just wasting so much time on these things. I mean, if you enjoy it, then go ahead and do it. But for me personally, I didn't enjoy those things. It just felt like a task that I needed to complete, until I just kept some simple things in my morning routine. Like, the one non-negotiable that I do in the morning is to simply make my bed. Like, it's a simple thing, it's a simple task, but that already puts me into momentum for the day, puts me kind of in a state of productivity, because I have already kind of completed a task. It just feels like a small win each morning when I just wake up, make my bed, and then I go on about my day. Another thing that I did in the morning was to simply not go on my phone, okay? Not, at least not for the first 30 minutes of my day. I would wake up, do my bed, go upstairs, go into the bathroom, get ready, okay? Just the basic things like wash my face, brush my teeth, and so on. And then I would just do my pre-workout meal, and then I would head over to the gym. It's simple, doesn't take a lot of time, and it doesn't overwhelm you. So choose a morning routine that's really easy, but it starts with some kind of small win. Habit number 3 was to embrace loneliness. So I was the type of person who was never really okay with being alone, which is obviously not a good thing. You should be okay when being alone. That's why a lot of people feel lonely, especially after breakups, because they are so dependent on other people. And hey, I have been one of them, okay? I was always so dependent on other people. I always needed other people to do things, even to watch like TV shows or movies. I couldn't do those things alone. Well, I didn't really enjoy being by myself. So I learned to embrace loneliness and yeah, just simply being okay with being by myself and not needing anyone around me. So that means I just started doing things alone, okay? I started going to the gym alone. I started going for walks alone. I started even going out to eat somewhere alone, okay? Or having a coffee alone somewhere. That really helped me to find peace. Find peace with just being by myself and not needing anyone for my own happiness. Habit number 4 was to simply maintain my relationships. In the past, I was that guy, I am ashamed to admit that, but I was that kind of guy who would get into a relationship and kind of forget about his friends. I know it's definitely not a good thing, and I learned it the hard way when I was, again, after a breakup completely alone, and then I realized, yo, where are my friends? So I made a commitment to basically, yeah, maintain my relationships with the people that are important to me, with the people that I love, you know? So I started regularly calling them or just simply texting them. And I'm also really bad at texting, okay? Sometimes it can take a few days until I answer a message, but I simply just pick up the phone and give them a call, you know, talk with them for 10-20 minutes just to see how they are doing. But this just helped me to keep on top with my relationships and to basically maintain them. Because of that, because I have been maintaining my relationships, those connections got even deeper. And that's something that I didn't really had in the past. So send a text, give them a call, because just a few minutes of intention gives years of return. Habit number 5 was to focus on my health. I started going to the gym. I started watching my nutrition. I started replacing my meals with healthy, unprocessed foods, and definitely lowering the amount of alcohol I was drinking and as well the fast food and sweets I was eating. I still kept everything in moderation, but I was definitely aware of what I am putting into my body. Also, I started drinking my water, just simply hydrating. Your body needs the water, okay? So drink your water, eat good, drink your water, and take your health seriously. We shouldn't take our health for granted. This habit alone can change your entire life. It had the biggest impact on my life, okay? Taking my health seriously. Number 6, I got addicted to learning. So that means, well, not like in the past. In the past, I was also addicted to learning, like to self-improvement and mindset and everything, but I was taking everything way too seriously. Now I just do it for fun, okay? I read books for fun. Like I'm not reading books to actually find an answer or whatever, just because I want to grow. I want to know more. I want to feed my mind. We should never stop learning in our lives, okay? Most people, they just literally finish high school, college, and then that's it. They're not really interested in, yeah, developing new skills or learning something new. They just kind of want to stay in, yeah, their known space, everything they already know. And that's why so many people are so stubborn about their opinions and they don't keep an open mind, because they are not willing to learn new things. So I just simply started reading every day, a little bit. Not reading a whole book in a day, okay? Not reading even 100 or 50 pages. I just started reading a couple of pages each day. And that already made a huge difference. There was no pressure at all about learning certain things or whatever. It was just curiosity, okay? Just being curious about other things and simply just learning something new that you didn't know before. So the next habit that I started doing is very important, and I'm telling you, you should definitely do that, okay? It is to act before you feel ready. So I simply stopped waiting for motivation and I stopped waiting for the perfect time to do something, whether that's going to the gym or working on something business-wise or just anything. just anything in your life. When you have stuff to do, just do it straight away. Okay, eat the frog, do the task. Do not wait until you feel ready. Do not wait until you feel motivated. You shouldn't rely on motivation anyway. I relied on motivation my whole life and it didn't give me shit, okay? Because I was just procrastinating. I would just push things always onto the next week, and it was a never ending cycle that I was stuck in. And that's one loop that most people are stuck in nowadays because they keep on waiting for motivation and they think that they need to wait for the right time because right now is not the right time, whether that has something to do with their finances or they just don't feel good or their health is not really great at the moment. Whatever, you are just making excuses. I'm sorry to tell you this, but those are excuses, and I know this because I have been doing it as well. So act before you feel ready. Stop waiting for motivation because motivation is not going to get you anywhere. And now we come to the last habit that seriously made also a big difference for me. It was to actually schedule time to do nothing. Yes, you've heard me right. Just nothing. Just to simply relax, okay? Not to think about anything, not to overthink, not to do anything, just nothing. Because look, your nervous system and your brain, your whole body, it needs a fucking break. And that means no screens, no noise, no plans, just simply sitting in silence. You can call it meditation, or you can just lie down on your bed. Not really taking a nap, okay? But just simply, I don't know, stare at your wall or close your eyes and just be with yourself in silence, even just for a few minutes. Your brain and your body, they need that break. You need that break because we are constantly so overstimulated in this modern world that we actually never make time to do simply nothing. We constantly have our phones on us. Like, how many times do you check your phone just because you're bored? So even when you think you do nothing, you're still doing something. Because you are thinking, you are probably holding your phone in your hand, you're probably scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, whatever. You are probably never doing nothing, just sitting there or lying there and staring on an object and being in silence. Also no noise, okay? No music, nothing, just simply nothing. Because when you stop running and you stop overloading your nervous system, that's when you start hearing the truth. And this is also as well when clarity will show up. You need to free up your mind a little bit. And you can do that by simply doing nothing. All right, I hope this helps. I love you.